Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here, got another Master Duel video for you. So today is the release day of the new selection pack, and there is quite a bit to talk about in terms of like the notifications here. I just logged in and saw 5, so I figured I would go ahead and take the opportunity to review this pack, see if I want to go into it, check out the cards that are in it, and see what else that we got going on up here. So let's dive right on it. I'm interested to see how many of the cards in the set are actually going to be new. So new accessories, and there's more limited time accessories. Treasured tree stump. A stand in the shape of a certain someone's favorite tree stump. Oh, it's a Melfi base. Oh, that's going to be acquired. New field parts. Soul absorbing bone tower. If when you really want to show off as you're milling your opponent out in style. Oh, and how cool is this? They're bringing back the last year's Halloween accessories as well. So if you didn't pick those up last year, there's another opportunity to get them. I'm a huge fan of this frame. I use it a lot, as well as the sleeve and the lantern mate here. So that's pretty cool. New secret pack for... Oh, it's for Gold Pride. That makes sense, because they got a new card, the Gold Pride Eradicator. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we take a look at the new pack here. So the new secret pack, the most dangerous race of the cosmos. So it's Gold Pride and FA. Well, that definitely tracks. They're both racing themes. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be getting any of these because I already have all the Gold Pride cards, except Eradicator. And then I already have Dawn Dragster as well. But it is a neat little option there. So, Halloween Celebration Accessory Bundle. Ooh. Looks like we've got a new Halloween bundle this year. Oh, yeah, I'm all over this. So, we got a deck box for Hallow and Ween. Deluxe sleeves, I'm assuming cycle between, yep, Hallow and Ween, and a fun icon as well. I'm definitely going to be picking that up. Oh, and that comes with master packs, right? Oh, cool, so this will be a pack opening video too, that's fun. And the new selection pack, Tricky Reception. So, this is the first thing that I want to check out, because we saw the 5 cards that were in it. Like I said, I'm mainly interested to see how many new cards are going to be in this pack. So, what do we got here? Summon Zork, of course, has the errata. White Woman Jump Scare makes sense because the Link 2 version, Moon of the Closed Heaven, is here. Definitely want this card. Angel of Mischief, that's a reprint. Eradicator is new. This is another card that I think I am interested in picking up at least one copy of. But, okay, this card is also new. DPH Gamore. It's a level 8 Cyber Synchro Tuner effect monster. Generic. 2000 attack, 2800 defense. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 Cyber Monster from your graveyard in defense position, but negate its effects. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except Cyber Monsters. When your Cyber Monster battles an opponent's monster and inflicts damage to them, battle damage to them, you can banish this card from your graveyard, inflict that much damage to your opponent. Interesting. So, the first thing I think when I see this card is Math Mech. It's definitely a pretty easy way to make the final Sigma in that deck. But not even just that, right? I'm looking at this second effect. And you can definitely just send that off the Terahertz. It's like another way to OTK. Oh, wait a second. You could send this and then you wouldn't have to run multiplication anymore. Inflicts battle damage to them. You would just... Well, okay, you would need to inflict 4,000 or more points of battle damage, which wouldn't be difficult with a 5,500 terahertz. Even if they have monsters up, because, like... Oh, but you would need to... Okay, so... Because the multiplication might... Okay, the multiplication is definitely a safer OTK, because it just gives you an 11,000 attack terahertz. So, even if they have an attack mode monster up, it can have 3k or less attack, and you can still OTK under that. With Gamore, that monster would need to have 1,500 or less attack. Because you would send... Well, no, that's not necessarily true. You would just have to send 2 different attributes, which would mean not sending D-Save Form, which really isn't an option. So, realistically... Wait, let me... Hang on. No, Terahertz only gains multiple attacks, right? For the number of attributes sent. But it still keeps... It still gets the attack points even if you send the same attribute. I should know this off the top of my head, but let me read Terahertz real quick. Yeah, so it'll gain... Okay, never mind. So, okay, so yeah, this does actually work as an alternative OTK tool, because it'll have... For some reason, I was thinking Terahertz was only going to have 5,500 attack points, but it'll actually have 8,000. So, if you're doubling that damage, that's pretty good. So maybe this will actually just replace multiplication. I might actually have to get this card. Okay, so that's... I mean, that is 3 URs I'm looking to get from this set. So that's actually not bad as far as, like, maybe pulling some amount of packs here. Colossus is a reprint. Infernnity Archfiend is a reprint. Ballardrock is a reprint. Kishnerd Witch. This is a new card. Level 4, 1800 attack, 700 defense, spellcaster, light. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while multi-universe is on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Kishnerd Witch once per turn. If a card in the field zone leaves the field by card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a field spell that is already face up on the field activates its effect, quick effect, you can shuffle one of your monsters that is banished from your graveyard to the deck, or if that monster mentions that field spell, you can special summon it instead. Okay. Is this part of a new archetype? What is multi-universe? Is that... Okay, it's not a UR. I wanna read this card before I really evaluate how good I think Kishnerd Witch is. Activate only if you do not control a face-up card in your field zone. You can target one field spell that is banished or in either graveyard, destroy this card, and if you do, place that targeted face-up card in your field zone. You can only use effective multi-universe once per turn. If a card in the field zone will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Target a field spell that is banished or in either graveyard. Okay. And then it basically replaces it. And then what does Kishnerd Witch do again? I know I just read her. Leaves the field, special from your hand. It's weird that it has... This first effect is weird to me, because multi-universe doesn't seem like the kind of card you want to keep on the field. It seems like you're about to pop it to get a new field spell, so I don't know why it has protection while that's in play. I don't know. This card doesn't really seem that good to me. The synergy with multi-universe may as well be non-existent. This card might as well be generic. It's very specific extender that has a decently specific, but given the situation of the extension effect, probably not that specific. It's still really weird. It's banishing the graveyard to the deck, or if the monster mentions that field spell, special summon it. This card's weird. I don't know why it's a UR. I don't think it's very good. This card is also new. Blaster. I thought that's a Diabellstar for a second. Oh, good lord, my dyslexia kicking in for a moment there. The Negation Fortress. Pendulum effect, negate any card's effect activated in this card's column. Okay. Permanent imperm column, but it's telegraphed as well. I guess to be fair, the imperm column is telegraphed in Master Duel anyway. If there's a column with no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand to your zone in that column. You can only special summon Blaster, the Negation Fortress, once per turn this way. Negate any card effects activated in this card's column. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place this card in your Pendulum zone. This card's cute. I don't really think it's that good, but it's not awful. If there's a deck that wants a rank 5 light machine extender, maybe Cyber Dragon might consider playing this card. But as far as like keeping this card on your field, trying to negate stuff, I don't know, maybe the best application for that would be to put a monster in an extra zone, right? And then put this under the other extra zone, and then this will effectively negate any monster your opponent tries to summon to their extra monster zone, and of course the corresponding main and spell trap zone as well. But more importantly, their extra monster zone. So that would really matter against Link summoning decks, but that kind of makes me feel like this is more of a sideboard card than anything else. It's very, very niche. I don't think it's horrible. I just don't think it's really that good either. Chicken Game, of course, a reprint. Metaverse, a reprint. And that's all the URs. So it looks like there is not really that many new cards as far as like a whole new archetype. But I do want to kind of keep scrolling, or at least looking, because I think there are some out of new cards. I think this card isn't new, but I know there are like some. I think this one is, right? Time Reloader. Pretty sure this one's new. Level 8 Light Machine, 1200 attack, 2400 defense. During the main phase, if a monster on the field is flipped face up, you can special summon this card from your hand, then change one face up monster on the field to face down defense position. During the main phase, if this card is flipped face up, you can target one monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position, then change one face up monster on the field to face down defense position. You can only use each effect of Time Reloader once per turn. So, this card seems like it would be at home in like a flip effect deck is the most obvious, you know, first thing I think of, right? It's an extender for when you flip your stuff up, and it can put stuff back down to be flipped up again. Fun fact, I'm very sure of this actually, that if you flip up a face-up flip effect monster, but it gets flipped down in the same chain link, it'll still resolve. So that should work here, right? Like, you flip up a face-up flip effect monster, you special summon this, put that monster back face down, the flip effect still resolves, then you can use it again later, potentially. So that's pretty cool. During the main phase, this card is flip face up, yeah. As far as flipping this thing face up, it's like, that's a really, really slow form of extension. I don't really think that's worth it. I think you're mainly going to be using this for the first effect if you're going to be using it. And even in a flip effect deck, which is already pretty niche, I think this is a pretty niche extender. So probably won't see that much play, if I had to guess. This card might be new too. I don't recognize this. Convertible. Is that really what it's like convertible, but it's a bird? Convertible? That's kind of cool. Is the art, like, what's the art on this? Interesting. Okay. Oh, hey, it's a flip effect monster. We were just talking about those. Level 8, 1400 attack, 2800 defense, Earth Wing Beast. Interesting combo. Flip effect. Flip. You can special summon one level 5 or higher flip monster from your deck in face down defense position, except convertible. During the battle phase, if this card is in your hand, you can target one face-down monster on the field, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card in face-down defense position. You can only use each effective convertible once per turn. So another kind of generic flip effect support, generic in that it's not part of like an archetype, right? I think this card is pretty good in a flip effect deck, although it is, again, kind of niche even within flip effect support, because you do want to be playing a level 5 or higher flip monster that you want to be cheating out. That said, this is a pretty good way of cheating that out, right? You set a monster, your opponent battles into it, you send that to the graveyard, then you put this down, and then basically your opponent either has to battle into it anyway, knowing that, one, this thing has a lot of defense, and two, you're going to get a high level flip monster from your deck. Or if they choose not to battle into it, they're going to have to have a way to deal with it main phase 2 without flipping it. Otherwise, you're just going to flip it up on your turn. So, again, if you have a high-level flip effect monster in your deck that you really want to cheat out, and your archetype / deck doesn't really have a way to do that already, this seems like a pretty decent way to do it. Although, I don't know. I will say the fact that it has to summon itself from hand during the battle phase is a little, although it is during either player's battle phase, so it could be during yours as well. Okay, that actually makes it a little better than I thought. During the battle phase is a little awkward, but at least it's not during your opponent's battle phase, or like when they attack the monster, right? So this card's like, okay. Oh, Gold Pride Eliminator. This will go with the new Gold Pride Synchro, which we already read. That's why we read this in a recent video. That's why I didn't really bother to read out the effect here. I guess to be fair, we did already read Eliminator as well. I do think being able to summon the token is pretty cool, and the fact that you can, you know, get a different level based on whatever level you banish. That said, I don't think these Gold Pride cards elevate Gold Pride to being like a high tier deck or anything. Not on its own, certainly. But will Gold Pride Punk be the best Punk variant moving forward? I do plan on testing at least a little bit and finding out. So, I don't think that card's new. Okay, here as we're getting into like, okay, of course, Hallow and Ween are certainly new. We talked about these cards in the last video as well. Oh, Mutam Morphosis. This card is actually new. I'm a little surprised that it's a super rare. I thought this was going to be a UR for sure, but it's a cool card. As a normal spell that says tribute one fusion or synchro monster, special summon one monster from your deck with the same level as the tributed monster's original level, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can only activate one Mutam Morphosis per turn. So my first thought when I read this is Runic. Runic Sprite is like kind of back on the menu with this, and I think about it, because you can just sack a Hugin to special Sprite Blue from deck, and then that'll trigger the Blues effect for Jet and then Starter, and then you can do Sprite plays. It's really cool. I don't think this card is going to have like a huge impact on the meta. Again, outside of Runic decks that may be able to use it. Runic Generator is another one that comes to mind, right? You can sack the level 9 Runic and then summon like any generator you want. But while that is cute, I don't necessarily think it's going to have a huge meta impact. But I am still looking forward to playing around with it. I think this card is new too. It's got gorgeous art. Look at that Sunset Beat. Beautiful. It's a continuous spell that says if a monster you control is changed to face that defensive position, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. If a flip monster you control is flipped face up, even during the damage step, you can target one of them and inflict damage to your opponent equal to his level times 200. You can only use each effective sunset beat once per turn. So, excuse me, more flip effect support that's decently generic. This is the kind of card that, like, I think this card would have gone pretty hard in, like, 2010. Like, this would have been insanely good flip effect support again in, like, 2010. As it stands in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I think this kind of a card is just, like, too slow, which is a shame because I like this card space design where it's like a continuous spell card that just gives you, like, utility, like general utility for a certain strategy, right? It doesn't necessarily search on activation or, like, summon a monster from deck on activation, but it has, like, small effects, like a couple of small effects that incentivize you to play a certain strategy. I love this design space. I just think it's, like, a decade too late for it to be good anymore, which is really unfortunate, but cool card. It'd be really cool if you could, like, implement this into legacy formats. Like, I'd love to see this card in, like, Edison or something. It'd be neat. Multi-universe we already looked over. Evaluating this card separately from Kishner Witch, because Kishner Witch is kind of like whatever. I still think this card is really niche, but if you have a deck that can, like, if you have a deck that can get their field spell into the graveyard, then this card becomes good. It can also take a field spell from your opponent's graveyard and put it in your field zone. I just realized that. That's a unique effect. I don't know that it's really good, but it is unique. Yeah, I don't know. Again, outside of a deck that can reliably mill its own field spell, I don't really see a good general application for this. What else do we have here? I think this card is new. Terrors of the AfterRaid. Yeah, this card is definitely new. Normal trap card says target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field, and you can banish one monster your opponent controls. Then, if your opponent has a banished monster, return one of them to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there. Then target one level 1 monster in your graveyard. Shuffle that monster into the deck, then you can set one Terrors of Overroot, Terrors of Underroot, or Terrors of the Afterroot from your deck. Interesting. Okay. So it is support for all of those other Terrors of trap cards, which is, like, cute, but probably not what you're going to be using it for. Maybe in, like, lab or something. But you also have to target a level 1 monster. Is Kuklok level 1? I think it might be. Anyway. The first effect is mainly what we're going to be paying attention to here. And I think it's interesting, right? So it's like, target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, right? Summon it to their field. Then you can banish a monster your opponent controls. And if they have a banished monster, return one of them to the graveyard. So, in a way, it's kind of like, you know, you can take a monster from your opponent's graveyard and then replace it with one on their field. The one on the field will get banished, but then in theory, if they don't have any other banished monsters, it'll just go to the graveyard. But it's actually kind of better than that, because maybe in some, like, very niche situations, I guess if you don't want that card to go to the graveyard, but if they have another card banished and you don't mind going to the graveyard, then you can put that back. But as it is, I don't really think this card is, like, that good, honestly. I don't think even in lab it probably doesn't see play. This card looks new. I don't recognize this one. Is this new? Shamisen Samara Sorrow Cat. Level 3 Synchro Tuner. Zombie. Generic. 1 tuner, 1 more non-tuner. Can synchro during your opponent's main phase. Quick synchro effect. Once per chain. This card is in your graveyard. So we're going to synchro monster in your graveyard. Return the extra. Can you use special summon this card? That's neat. It's worth noting. I'm always, like, noting generic synchro monsters. Kind of looks like a punk monster, too. Which is neat. But, yeah, I'm always noting generic synchro monsters. Alright, I think there might be some new rare cards here too, but I don't know if I know what they are off the top of my head. Is this one of them, Infernnity Conjurer? Especially when this card, banish it when it leaves the field. Maybe it is, I don't remember. He's Stranger Big Bang. Monster special is if a monster special from the extract is on the field, special this card from your hand. You can special this card from your hand. It's not a quick effect or anything. Reduce the levels of all other monsters in the field by 1. Increase the levels of this card by those reduced. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, this card's cute. I don't think it's that great, though. I think this card is new. I don't recognize this one. Procession of the Tea-Jar. Level 3 Zombie Tuner. Face down defense position monsters in this card's column cannot change their battle positions. Also, neither player can set cards in the spell trap zones in this card's column. Okay. You can only use the following effects of Procession of the Tea-Jar once per turn. During your main phase, you can move this to an unused adjacent main monster zone. If this card in the main monster zone moves to another monster zone, change all other monsters in this card's current column to face down defense position. Okay. So that's kind of neat. I saw level 3 Zombie Tuner and I was like, ooh. But I don't really think this has a lot of uses as a tuner, funnily enough. It's trying to stay on the field. You can, like, put it in front of something, turn it down, and then they can't flip it up. It's kind of cute. I don't really think it's that good, though. Oh, hey, this card I'm pretty sure is new. Terrors of the Underroot. Normal trap card. Target up to 5 cards in your opponent's graveyard and the same number of your opponent's banished cards. Banish those cards from their graveyard. If you do, return those banished cards to the graveyard. I think this card is just bad. Like, it's so incredibly specific. Like, even as a side deck card, what deck would this be good against, right? Like, what deck do you want to devote, like, a whole activation, a whole card, a whole side deck slot to, like, swap some cards from your opponent's banish and graveyard? And the thing that sucks, too, is that, like, they have to be the same number, which is a little awkward. I mean, I guess it's not that hard of a condition to fulfill, but it's certainly not the most activatable thing in the world. It's, if you want to banish stuff from your opponent's graveyard, just do, like, DD Crow or something, you know, at this rate. What is this? Morph King's Style Gel? I think is this card new? Level 1 Dark Fiend Tuner, 100 attack, 100 defense. This card is normal or special summon. You can turn to face a monster on the field. Cannot summon monsters in the extra except Synchro Monsters for the rest of the turn. Change this card's level of that target if you do gain life points. Special feed monster with level. That card is interesting. It's worth noting, I think. This card looks new. Infernnity Paranoia. Normal spell. Tribute a dark monster. Summon an Infernnity monster from the deck or graveyard. Same level but a different name, but negates effects. During your main phase of the turn, you can manage these cards. What is this second effect? You can banish this card from your graveyard and then target an Infernnity monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Doesn't Infernnity, like, specifically not want stuff to be in their hand? Yeah, I was gonna say, this doesn't summon itself when it adds, it's only when you draw it. So, that's really, it just is really funny that this, Infernnity support is, like, non-support. I mean, I guess you could just add something you want a normal or a special and then just do that, but... Berserker Archfiend looks new, too. 2 monsters you control, including a fiend, to special summon if you do destroy those monsters. Monsters destroyed by card's effect, or a face of monster opponent controls. This regains attack equal to their combined original attack. Interesting. Okay. So, all in all, I don't really think this pack is super worth going into, personally, because it's mostly a reprint pack, which I kind of thought it would be. So, I'm probably just going to craft Moon of the Closed Heaven, Gold Pride Eradicator, and probably the Gendamore as well. And then we'll just call it at that. But before we finish off here, I do want to do a free pull as well as get the Halloween bundle and open those master packs and see if we get anything fun. Okay, yep, nothing here. Just skip the glossies. I don't really care about that. And then... accessories. I do want, yeah, I want these field parts. Like the bone tower, and then what was the other one? Oh, yeah, the Melfi stump. Oh, yeah, you have to get this one, of course. And then, let's see, protector. What was the new protector? Oh, no, it was special. Okay, that's where it is. Bundle deal. Here we go. Absolutely snapping this up, even if it wasn't, like, you know, about to go away soon. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, so master packs, for those who don't know, are already not ideal to open because they contain every card that's not in a legacy pack in Master Duel. And if you're looking for a specific card, you should definitely just go for the selection pack, right? So it's rough to not see a guaranteed UR among these master packs. It's a funny card. Because that means if I don't pull a UR here, I I don't even know if I get a guaranteed UR for my next 10 pack of Master Packs now that I think about it, but I'm really not trying to buy any Master Packs pretty much ever, so. Granted, I'm definitely fine to spend the gems on the accessories anyway, but I would like at least one UR out of these to make it feel at least somewhat worth it. Or maybe even, I might even settle for a Royal SR at this point, good lord. I mean, that's the thing though, glowing yellow packs don't even guarantee an SR, so. We'll just have to see what we get here. I haven't had the... I'm trying to think, actually. That's not true. I was about to say, I haven't had the best luck with Master Packs in the past, but I'm pretty sure when I opened one of these bundles on camera, it might have even been the last time, I pulled an Alt-Art Shadal construct from the packs, so I'm gonna hold my tongue. I won't complain. I won't complain in general, because you know, I've had pretty decent pack luck in recent months. Definitely won't complain if I don't get a UR here, but I do want at least just one. Hey, it's Mirror Force. 2 more packs, not looking super hopeful for getting a UR here. Alright, last one here. Let's see what's in it. I saw Wabaku in that last pack. Is that really not in Legacy Pack? That's surprising. And, yeah, that's gonna be no URs. But we do get the accessories. And yeah, look at that. It doesn't even guarantee you a UR from the next Master Packs you pull. So that's a pretty bunk deal. So oh well. We still got the accessories, like I said. And I think that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully you found the little pack review here helpful as we looked over some of the new cards from this selection pack. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one. Let's just move now to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up, and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.